All right, question number 26, let's get right into it. So I have f as a function defined by f of x equals the maximum value for these two functions for -2, which is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 2. What is the value of this integral right here? Okay, so kind of an interesting function here. Basically what it's saying is we have these two lines here, and the function is going to be valid whenever you only take the maximum value for these functions. So let me go ahead and draw out what that would look like. So basically, I have this semicircle here. Sorry, it's a bad drawing, but basically this right here is going to be 2. And actually, let me go ahead and draw it on the graph there. So we have the semicircle, and this is going to be 2. And then I have this function here, x plus 2. And what that's going to look like is I'm going to have this line that comes through here just like that. Now we want to take the maximum value only. So in this case, the function is not going to include this part to the right of 0, and it's not going to include this part to the left of 0 because the function is less than the other one. So let me go ahead and draw out what that would look like. So essentially, because we're only taking maximum values, my function is going to look something like this. And it's going to go off like that. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to truncate this at 2 and -2. Okay, so let's go ahead and write out this integral. I know that if I have this circle function here, well, first of all, let's go ahead and write that out. So I know that x squared plus y squared equals r squared. And if I subtract off x squared, I will get that y squared equals r squared minus x squared. I'll then take the square root, and I'll have y equals r squared minus x squared. Now, I know that in this case, the radius has to be 2, right? So r equals 2. Now, I know that for the unit circle, if r equals 1 and I have 1/4 of the circle, well, that's just going to be 2 pi divided by 4, which is going to be pi over 2. However, if my radius is 2 instead of 1, that means that I need to double this value. So I will have pi over 2, and I will multiply it by 2. And I will then get an area of pi. All right, and then I guess an easier way you can do that is just say, okay, well, area equals pi r squared. If I have an area, or if I have a radius of 2, then I'm going to get 2 pi. And then if I want to figure out what 1/4 of that is, because it's just this little fourth of a circle, then I just divide that by 4. And I'm sorry, 2 squared should be 4. So I divide that by 4, I will get pi. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and clear some space, and hopefully that made sense. Now what I need to do is I need to take into account the other part of the integral here. So now I'm going to have pi plus the integral of 0 to 2 for my function, which is going to be x plus 2 in this case. All right, so now I'm just going to use some calculus, and I'll say that pi plus, go ahead and take the antiderivative of this. So we're going to have x squared over 2 plus 2x, and then I will evaluate that at 0 and 2. So 0 is just going to drop off, so I'm going to have pi plus 4 divided by 2 plus 4. And then I'll have pi plus 2 plus 4. And then I'll have pi plus 6. And that's going to be answer choice C. And that is the correct answer. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.